Thank you guys for coming back to technically this is the second episode of Quick Look, but in today's Quick Look we're not going to be introducing any new games. Instead there's two major developments and two games that we have been covering for the past couple years here on Cobra TV, and one of them is Agony and the other is MEGATON RAINFALL.
Cobra TV, Quick Look.
So let's go ahead and start with Agony. Agony finally released an official release date, and that is, it's not too far away, guys. It is March 30th of 2018. So Q1 of next year. Now, if you haven't been following Agony, Agony is it's a horror game, but it is it's breaking the mold as far as what is horror. It's like an exploration game in hell, and it's not the typical hell that we're all used to, the religious hell. I mean, there are certain aspects of all different religions in it, but it's also fictional at the same time. And what happens is you wake up in hell and you don't have any memory of your past, and you have to fight your way out. You have to find the red goddess. And you have to she knows the way out. She's been there, she helped build the place, and it's a cross between exploration and just a crazy maze that you can get completely lost in. But the release date of March 30th 2018, the game is going to be released on PC, Xbox One, and PS4, so almost all the platforms out there for you guys. The game is not for children. There's, quite a bit of mutilation and nudity that was going to be in the game. So there was talks about some of it being censored a while back, but I think the developer has said something about he found a sweet spot in order to get it onto consoles. But it's definitely an 18+ game. Let me know down below if you're interested. I know some of you have expressed in the past that you're not interested in Agony. I, for one, am. I don't believe in hell. I don't believe it exists, but it is a scary element, something that, it's scary to play. And I don't know, I'm interested to see how, when this releases, how the media is going to cover this game and how some of the people outside the gaming community is going to react to Agony. That's going to be the interesting part for me. But March 30th, 2018, super excited. Now let's go ahead and move on to MEGATON RAINFALL. MEGATON RAINFAll, Alfonso, the lead developer at MEGATON RAINFAll Pan-Dimensional Games, announced that it had finally gone gold. And so it is ready, and it's coming out October 17th, I believe, for PS4. I know there's a little bit of a delay for the PC. I think it's October 26th or October 27th, something like that. So it is coming out on PC, so PC and PS4 as well. And it is going to be compatible with PSVR. And there are a couple things about MEGATON RAINFALL that I would like to go ahead and talk about, and I'm going to use the rest of the show to talk about those things about MEGATON RAINFALL. MEGATON RAINFALL, so to clear up any questions, a lot of people, they're kind of turning away from MEGATON RAINFALL because they think it's a PSVR only game. It was originally designed not for PSVR, but then, within the development, he thought, hey, what a great idea. Let's go ahead and make it, compatible with PSVR and play it on your television, or if you have a PSVR, it is PSVR compatible. So either way, you can play this game. The other thing that I see, as I do see quite a bit of comments saying, I can't wait to explore, I can't wait to go to other planets, I can't wait to do this. The comments that I see with MEGATON RAINFALL, most of them, not all of them, but most of them fall into the category of they are not within the game's, intended gameplay, the comments. Now, first and foremost, MEGATON RAINFALL is it's a score-based shoot-'em-up game that has a small, okay, at its core, MEGATON RAINFALL is a score-based shoot-'em-up game, a type of game that you could speed run to get a better score. The replayability is going to always be getting a better score, so it's very arcadey in that way. The thing that is throwing a lot of people off is that it is it's a massive gaming environment. It's got a Earth in it that's not a direct replica of Earth. There are major landmarks, famous landmarks on the Earth, as you know, such as like Dubai and things like that. But it's not an exact replica of Earth. Now, it's a real size planet Earth. I mean, it's huge, it's humongous. You could also leave the planet Earth and go out into space, and then out in space, immediately you have at your disposal, you have the replica of our actual solar system. So you got Mars, Venus, Saturn, Mercury, all that is out there. So beyond that, you could even go beyond that. Beyond that, you can leave the solar system. You could even leave the galaxy. You could just keep going. Now, there's not a whole lot. He said that there's parts of the story campaign that take you out into space. So in order to finish the game, you have to go out into space. So the game has a 4-hour story campaign, so it's not entirely too long. But remember, this is a arcadey, score-based, shoot-'em-up, speed run type game. With that said, there is other things that you can do in the game, as far as going down into the oceans and seeing fish down in there and going out into space and things like that. Now, I know that just because you can do that doesn't mean that there's a whole lot of gameplay mechanic there to keep you entertained. And now somebody like me, I could just wander around and do nothing for a while and just look at procedural cities, or go out and just fly around Mars if I wanted to, and check out Mars. And my imagination could go wild with things like that. So I'm not going to get bored doing things like that. But people buying the game on the premise of being able to go to Mars, or buying the game on the premise of exploration, could possibly be disappointed when they finally get the game. Now, you can't explore without worrying about the Earth getting destroyed, because you only have to worry about it being a game over and the world being destroyed when you engage in a mission with the aliens. So you could actually go off and wander around and do whatever you want and not have to worry about game over. Because I think Alfonso was probably aware, based on watching people play the game, a lot of people who play tested out in public, they did the opposite of what they were supposed to do. Instead of fighting the aliens, a lot of people, he said, would go off and just look around and fly around the world and go out into space. And some people would even destroy the buildings themselves on purpose. And, that thought's crossed my mind too. All of those thoughts have crossed my mind. But at Megaton Rainfall's core, it is an arcade, shoot 'em up, score-based, speedrun type of game that is set in a procedural, a procedural Earth that you can leave. You can leave it. And that's, it's got a 4-hour story campaign with a voice actor and things like that. We're not talking about, I mean, this has been one guy for the most of the time. It's been one guy making this game. He's got help now. But we've been following the game for years, and for a long time, it's been just himself working on this game. So we're not, this game looks beautiful. The destruction is better than I've seen in any game so far, but, I still haven't played the game yet. But from what I've seen from the gameplay footage, it's pure art. I mean, this looks like the destruction looks better than anything I've ever seen. So by any means, by saying it's not AAA, I'm not trying to downplay the amazing art and the complications he must have had to have gone through to get this thing to work with a completely destructible environment. But what I am saying is the comments that I see going around, I don't want to see Megaton Rainfall get a bunch of backlash from people that are buying the game based on exploration, or buying the game based on being able to travel the universe and go to other planets and see aliens out in space and battle and get attacked by pirates and find space stations and things like that. So when you're thinking about Megaton Rainfall, it is an amazing game, but remember, it's an arcade shoot 'em up, speedrun, score-based type game with a bunch of bonuses in it. Now, if the game does well, he said he will add updates to the game And I would love to see what else is in Alfonso's mind and what he could do with the rest of this, you know, as far as the rest of the space, you know, what he could fill it up with that we can possibly do. So I guess what I'm really trying to say is keep expectations in check with Megaton Rainfall. It is getting ready to drop in 10 days, and I would just hate to see so much backlash from so much passion that was poured into this game. So there it is. That's really what I wanted to say is, you know, expectations versus, you know, what we think is possible in Megaton Rainfall. You can do those things that you're thinking about. You can go to other planets. You can go into the ocean. You can wander around and do what you want. But I don't know how fun that's going to be for a long period of time. I do know that he put a lot of work into doing a speed, you know, having a game that's a score-based shoot-'em-up, arcadey speedrun type game. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to also wander around, but I know what the game is about. I think I kind of wandered off and talked about that for too long. I'm just, I'm fearful. I'm fearful that, you know, people are going to get the game, wander off, and realize it's not that fun. And then Alfonso might quit, and, you know, if it's too much backlash and too much this, too much that from all the disgusting, you know, media outlets like The Know. You know, they're going to write bad reviews on the game and talk crap about it on YouTube, and then maybe he'll never finish the game. And I think he's even said at one point in time, if it doesn't do well, he's just done. Clocking in or clocking out and throwing in the towel. Just remember, arcade, shoot 'em up, score-based, speedrun type of game. Anyways, in 10 days, I'll be playing it here on the channel, and I cannot wait to see your guys' Let's Plays. So when you do get it, tweet at me over on Twitter, at XXXCobra. I want to see you guys play the game. I also want to throw up some montages on CobraTVGNN.com of us fighting some aliens, and maybe a little bit of blooper reel of us destroying some buildings and things like that. As always, I love you guys. I will see you all in the next video. Until next time.